I've always talked about it, and it's like black people. When it comes to voting, I understand that blood was spilled for us to vote. I understand people died for the right for us to vote. But at the same time, we can also choose not to vote, and it can still be valid. And I'm gonna explain why. When you have two candidates that either have disenfranchised and have disrespected black people, it's like choosing the lesser of two evils. And who wants to be put in a position where you're choosing the lesser of two evils? Niggas already don't like Joe Biden because he's basically the main orchestrator of the '94 crime bill, and he also was instrumental in locking black people up from crack. Not only that, but I also read that he also had like a part to play in crack being in the neighborhoods in the '80s in the first place. Not only that, when you look at this man's track record and you look at this man's interviews from back then, he says a lot of disrespectful shit about black people. So, overlooking the fact that this man was Obama's vice president, because obviously the vice president is basically he's on hold just in case something happens to the president. I mean, he got some power here and there, but you don't really see the vice president in the news like that, really. So Joe Biden, and he was also talking about how he was gonna have a black woman as vice president, which is a big. I feel like it's just fucking tokenism at that point. Like you just waving the wand and for someone to be your magical Negro, so you can save face and shit. Um, but yeah, just Joe Biden. Being the Democratic nominee is not what we wanted at all as black people. That's like the number one person we did not want. And then, now he's there. At least with Bernie, he was gonna, do something that was that would benefit black people. You know what I'm saying? At the very end of the day, even though he doesn't have anything specific for black people, but at the same time, like we just gotta vote where our best interests lie, and it's not with Biden, and it's damn sure not with Trump. Now, the one thing I want to say about Trump is this: so the 4 years of Trump, we've been seeing white supremacists not have smoke for just black people. That's the one thing I mainly took away from the Trump administration. This man went to war with Hispanic people, and now he's going to war with Asian people. And now Hispanic people and Asian people for the latter part of 4 years have been like, man, yo, get Trump out of office, get Trump out of office. But when you look at the statistics, 28% of Hispanics voted for Trump in America. That's a lot of people. I didn't read the ones for Asians, but I'm pretty sure that's a pretty large amount too, because there's a lot of people that voted for Trump that are in minority groups. So when you almost have 30% of your group vote for Trump, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't think you really about this dismantling, white privilege and white supremacy like you say you are, because your people obviously think otherwise. And that's not me trying to generalize, but I'm just going off data. You feel me? So Biden and Trump, duking it out for this presidential candidacy, which we aren't even really talking about right now because we are trying to survive this COVID shit. Allah, Diddy had a point that we should hold our vote because they ain't gonna do shit for us. They ain't gonna do like it's either if they want to do shit for us, they got to do shit for everyone else. You know how that's gone. They get shit, and then we back at the bottom again. A rising tide does not lift our boats. So no, Joe Biden is not getting my vote.
Peace and blessings.
Q the Reese God done come in the building. How you doing, man?
I am doing wonderful. It is another wonderful month that we survived this COVID-19. Um, how's everybody doing? You know,
We doing good. We was just talking about Diddy was talking about holding his vote hostage and how some people was with him, but some people don't feel like this is the right time to do it. How do you feel about that?
okay, I'm not going to be the asshole to say this, but really, what makes the difference? We vote, or we hold our vote hostage. It's still not going to be counted. But if we're going to just talk, just general speaking, I agree with Diddy. I don't agree with Diddy with a lot of things in life, but with this certain subject, I agree with Diddy as far as holding our votes because either way, we're not going to make any progress no matter who's the president. I feel like there isn't any purpose right now. This whole I feel like this whole COVID-19 is a way for Donald Trump to get back in office again. I think this is all a scam and a scheme, and
Hmm.
I think it's all a plot. And either way, he's going to get what he wants. And I mean, it's a bitter. I'm on the fence about it to be honest because I mean we can hold our vote because of how things are going and how our vote isn't really counting and how changes are being made, and then we can hold our vote and Trump can still end up in office because we held our vote. So it's like it's a lose lose situation for us. So I mean, generally, I wouldn't. I'm not voting. I don't plan to vote. So with this being said, I don't. I'm kind of on Diddy's side with it, but in the same sense, it kind of would help if we did. But I'm riding with Diddy on this one.
Dion, what you think? Dion, you're on mute. I just want you to know
Oh shit. I always get that wrong for some reason. But
that. Nah, it was a lot of background noise, so I had to mute you. So, but
oh,
go ahead, go ahead.
I was saying on one hand, I get where Q's coming from, but on the other, you gotta wonder if if black people are actually gonna get together and unite and do something like that on that grand of a scale.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Tony, what you think?
I thought you were gonna say something big, man.
I know.
Um,
Hey,
he was
I
building
was
it up.
waiting for it. I was mad a few
It
words and
was.
then just say nothing.
Hey, hey,
Go
sometimes
ahead,
that's all
Tony.
you need to say.
you really Brock Lesnar that one.
Go ahead, Tony. What you think?
Nah, my opinion that I think Donald Trump is kind of using um the COVID-19
Did I
to
lie?
win votes. As far as you hear me,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's
I hear you.
using. I think he's using the COVID-19 as a host, not that it's not real, as that he's giving mixed signals. He's telling certain states and areas to free their people. Um, and I think that as far as Diddy, I think you need more than party Diddy, because I think a lot of people is not going to do it because there's still people that don't even vote at all, let alone change it. And how it is right now, Joe Biden is. I mean, he's no bad. I mean, he's not bad as Trump, but he's kind of phony too. So it's like it's no win-win with this shit for real.
Hey Tony, I agree with you when you say it would take more than Diddy for us to really take this in consideration.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, what are you gonna say? Take that. You just say that the whole time as a the fuck out of here. I mean,
Your vote or die. We about
just
to
be
die.
just be
We about
dancing in
to
the
die.
rain and shit. Hold your vote.
I
Hold your
could,
vote.
I'm gonna be
Take
honest.
that. Take that. Take that back.
I
Bad
could
boy.
see, I could
Bad
see,
boy.
I could see an
Hmm.
entire Boondocks episode coming straight out of this, like right now. I
Right.
picture it right now.
Okay, I just want to know. I just want to say that, like I said before, me and Father, we done said this in like a few podcasts ago, where I was like, this with Biden. I feel like since a lot of people don't really trust Biden, I feel like there's going to be black people that's going to hold their votes. The fact that Diddy says this, it proves our point. And not only he's been saying this, people like Tariq Nasheed, he's also been talking about holding votes if we don't get our tangibles, which is the words we've been using, especially Father, he's been using the whole time. Tangibles. And like also what he said, it's been too many times that we done ask for stuff and we really don't get nothing, or everybody else get this before we get ours, and all we get is crumbs. There is many a times where I feel like we don't get nothing, and there's plenty of times we just vote out of fear. I feel like nobody wanted Trump and the Hillary when Hillary was running, but most people remember Hillary won the popular vote and Trump won the electoral. So what does that really say? Because Hillary did win the popular vote. The way I see it is, I can see people, like I said, I can see people holding their vote, and I feel like we have the advantage because we've been known, and the Republicans, this is like one of the Republicans' main things, that we just vote brainlessly for the Democrats. But at the same time, I'm not voting Republican either. Donald Trump has not convinced me that he's done a good job, so why would I vote for him? So I know a lot of people feel like we stuck and we need to get Trump out the house, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't want us to give that political power away from us, because I feel like if we vote out of fear, we just give the power away from it. Is it just vote for Biden just to get Donald Trump out of the house? That's cool, but what are we going to get out of it? It's just, and that's basic. And one thing I would say about Joe Biden, a lot of people are not, especially black people, they're not rocking with you right now. From now until the election, you have to convince the black people that you got to do right by them. And you got to convince the black people that you are the right candidate for the job. And you got to convince black people that you're going to be on point. And it's us as black people, if we do elect him in office, we got to be on his fucking neck. Just like how the LGBT was on Obama's neck about getting gay marriage legal across 50 states. I feel like we need to be on Biden's neck. Hey, if we voted you for this, you're going to do stuff for us. And we need your solemn word. So, yeah, I agree with the whole holding your vote thing. I don't think it's a bad thing because a lot of people don't feel like voting doesn't work anyway. So, from now until then, you got to convince a lot of people that you're the man for the job.
Yeah, but it's another thing too, is that people don't realize that when you vote, you vote for other things too in your city. So a lot of people don't realize that, you'll vote for, the judges, you vote for certain rules in your city, you vote for certain laws, you vote for all different stuff. So he probably, if he was doing that, he probably just explaining how, like, don't vote for the president, but still vote for stuff that matters in your city, because that's on a poll too. When you vote, you're not just voting for the vice president, the president. When you did, you voting for stuff that, that's involved as far as your city, as far as educational stuff. Anything that came up that's be on that poll need to be known that you need to vote for in your city.
Well, yeah, that's real well. Father, you kind of like touched on this because you was like, I know Joe Biden, he said he was going to put a black woman as Supreme Court justice, and Charlemagne said he should have a black woman as a running mate. Now, you just said this, that it sounds really token like you just have the token black person. I was really going to ask you this question. Like, do you think do you think having a black woman as a VP would help him, or do you think most people just look at it as pandering?
All right, so that's an interesting question because, as you know, America is not a monolith. We